Ms. Brooks, would you tell me again the name of the person that's going to serve as our interpreter?
Yes, sir. Adele Jimenez.
I'm sorry, last name?
Jimenez.
Okay. Ms. Jimenez, I need to swear you in as interpreter in this case. Would you raise your right hand and be sworn? Do you solemnly swear that you will truly interpret into the language that the defendant understands all matters stated in court, and that you will truly interpret the statements that the defendant makes into the English language while in this courtroom to the best of your knowledge and skill? So help you God.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I call cause number 10,835.
El juez llama el caso 10835.
The case style, the state of Texas versus Juan Manuel Cabrera.
El estilo del caso es el estado de Texas, es contra Juan Manuel Cabrera.
This hearing is being conducted by remote video teleconferencing technology.
Esta conferencia está siendo por video conferencia.
And is being live streamed on the court's YouTube channel.
Y al mismo tiempo se está enseñando en el video de YouTube de la corte.
The court understands the defendant desires to enter a plea of guilty to the indictment.
La corte tiene entendido que el defendante quiere entrar en una negociación
pursuant to a plea bargain agreement between defense and state.
va a ser una negociación con el Estado en esta ocasión.
With that understanding, what says the state?
State's ready, Your Honor.
¿El Estado está listo?
And the defense?
Defense is ready.
¿La defensa está lista?
If we're going to allow the interpreter to work, y'all need to allow her to work. Okay.
Sorry.
I certainly
It's been a
wouldn't
while,
say
Your
that.
Honor. I'm trying to, it's been a while, so bear with me.
You're doing fine. I wasn't saying that to Ms. Brooks. I was saying that to Mr. Smith. Are you Juan Manuel Cabrera?
¿Usted es Juan Manuel Cabrera?
Sí.
Sí. Yes, sir.
Mr. Cabrera, an indictment has been filed against you, charging you with a state jail felony offense.
Señor Cabrera, el Estado le ha puesto cargos contra usted, poniéndole cargos que es una felonía de Estado.
That state jail offense is possession of a controlled substance.
Y esos cargos son posesión de una sustancia controlada.
You have the right to have someone read the indictment to you out loud.
Tienes el derecho de escuchar que te lean los cargos contra ti en voz alta.
Do you wish to have someone read the indictment out loud to you?
¿Quieres que te leamos los cargos en voz alta?
Sí. Sí o no. Sí, está bien.
Yes, sir, that would be good.
Mr. Cabrera,
Señor Cabrera?
Sí.
Yes, sir.
if you talk to the person in the room to you again, I will ask that person to leave the room. Do you understand?
Si usted sigue hablando con la persona que está en el cuarto con usted, va a decir que esa persona tiene que salir de su cuarto.
Oh, entendido.
Understood.
Do you understand what the charge is in the indictment?
¿Tú tienes entendido los cargos que el Estado ha puesto sobre usted?
Sí,
Yes, sir.
And do you want somebody to read those charges to you again?
¿Es necesario que alguien te lea esos cargos en persona otra vez?
sí,
Yes.
All right. The person in the room will leave the room.
La persona que
Mr.
está en tu
Cabrera.
cuarto necesita dejar el cuarto. Necesita salir.
ok,
¿Mande?
ya salió.
Okay.
All right. Ms. Jimenez, do you have a copy of the indictment?
Yes, sir, I do.
Would you read that to Mr. Cabrera?
Yes, sir. Señor Cabrera, en el caso 10835, el Estado contra Juan Manuel Cabrera, usted tiene los cargos de posesión de una sustancia controlada. Es un cargo felonía de Estado. Dice los cargos en agosto 16 del 2020. Antes de presentar estos cargos, usted eventualmente o sabiendo posesaba una cantidad de cocaína menos de 1 gramo. Estos son los cargos que le ha puesto el Estado. ¿Los entiende?
Sí,
He understands, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Cabrera, understanding that the charge charges you with possession of a controlled substance, a state jail felony,
¿Usted entiende entonces que los cargos es posesión de una sustancia controlada y es una felonía de Estado?
sí, sí entiendo.
Yes, he understands.
I understand.
Él entiende igual.
Sí, sí entiendo.
El juez entiende que estos son los cargos contra usted. Le está avisando.
What I'm saying, Mr. Jimenez, is if he says, I've been beating my girlfriend all day long, you have to, and he says that in Spanish, you have to repeat it back in English that says, I have been beating my girlfriend all day long.
Yes,
And
Your Honor.
you can't say he said.
Okay.
Okay, that's okay. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
To the charge of possession of a controlled substance, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
En los cargos contra usted de la posesión de una sustancia controlada, usted, ¿cómo dice? ¿Culpable o no culpable?
Culpable.
Guilty.
Do you understand you do not have to plead guilty?
Usted entiende que no tiene que echarse la culpa.
You have the absolute right to enter a plea of not guilty.
Usted tiene el derecho de decir no culpable.
And you have the right to not have it used against you just because you exercise your rights.
Y usted tiene el derecho de que esos cargos no los usen contra usted solamente porque lo están usando contra usted.
Do you understand that?
No
¿Usted
hay
entiende?
culpable, sí, pues sí.
He says guilty, yes. I'm sorry. Guilty, yes, Your Honor.
You also have the right to have a minimum of 10 days notice of the charges against you.
Tienes el derecho de tener 10 días anticipados de saber los cargos contra usted.
My records show that you have already had more than 10 days notice.
Y por su cuenta, él enseña que usted ya tuvo más de 10 días sabiendo de estos cargos.
Nevertheless, I would give you more time to prepare if you need it.
Aún así, teniendo más de 10 días de saber esto, él te puede dar más tiempo para prepararte para estos cargos.
You also have the right to have a jury hear your case And that's true even if you enter a plea of guilty to this charge.
Y tú tienes el derecho de tener el caso escuchado en frente de un juicio, aún sabiendo que estás entrando en la culpabilidad.
Do you understand that you
Sí.
have the right to a jury trial?
Sí, entiendo.
¿Tú entiendes? I understand.
Sí,
¿Tú entiendes que tienes el derecho a un juicio?
sí, sí entiendo.
Yes, I understand.
I have a document entitled Waiver of Defendant that I'm going to show to you.
Tengo un documento que dice renunciar del defendente que te va a enseñar.
Can you see that document?
¿Tú miras ese documento?
Sí,
Yes.
Is that your signature on the document?
¿Esa es tu firma en este documento?
sí, es mi firma.
Yes, that's my signature.
Did you understand that you were giving up the right to a jury trial and the opportunity to have more time when you signed this document?
¿Entendiste que renunciaste a un juicio firmando este documento sabiendo que tenías derecho a un juicio?
Yo no sabía eso porque ayer me leyeron el papel ese y decía eso. Pues yo no. Hablaron con mi novia, yo no, pues no sé, yo no sé leer ni escribir, pues yo no sé.
I don't know how to read or write, so I don't know really. It was given to me yesterday to sign, but I'm still a little bit with not knowing, so I don't know.
Did anyone read the paper to you in the language you understand before you signed it?
Antes que firmaste este documento, ¿alguien te leyó este documento en tu lenguaje que tú entiendes?
Mi novia estaba conmigo ahorita.
¿Quién? Perdón.
Mi novia Mandy Martínez.
His girlfriend, Mandy, my girlfriend, Mandy Martinez.
And did you understand after she explained it to you what you were signing?
¿Y entendiste lo que estabas firmando después de que te lo leyó?
Sí entendí porque antes me lo leyó antes que firmara, me lo leyó. Me dijo lo que significaba.
Yes, she read it to me. I understood it before I signed it.
Is that what you still want to do? That is, give up the right to a jury trial and have me hear your case today without a jury?
¿Todavía quieres que este documento sea válido y que el juez escuche tu caso hoy? ¿Quieres renunciar a un juicio?
No estoy seguro, no,
I'm
No sé-
not sure. No,
no sé qué decir.
I don't know what to say.
Estoy nervioso.
I'm nervous.
I understand lots of people get nervous, and so that's okay.
¿Entiende que estás nervioso?
But my question is that what you want to do today? That is to have your case heard without a jury by me today.
Pero la pregunta que estoy haciendo hoy, ¿quieres renunciar a un juicio y escuchar que yo escuche tu caso hoy?
Pero pues que no le entiendo muy bien esa pregunta.
I don't understand that question very well. El juez quiere saber, usted firmó este documento, usted dijo que iba a renunciar a un juicio y que el juez iba a escuchar su caso. El juez necesita saber si es lo que todavía quiere hacer usted, renunciar a un juicio y que el juez escuche su caso o quiere seguir con un juicio.
Con un juicio. un juicio.
He wants a jury. I'm sorry. I would like a jury. Jury.
That's fine with me. That's your right, and I want you to have your right.
Eso está bien conmigo, ese es tu derecho y tú debes de tener tu derecho.
And that concludes our hearing today. And Mr. Cabrera, we will set you up for a jury trial. I'm confident your lawyer will want to talk to you some more.
Este caso va a concluir ahorita. Va a poner una fecha para que le den juicio y su abogada va a querer hablar con usted después de esto.
Está bien, entiendo.
I understand.
Miss Brooks, do you and your client and your interpreter want to confer in a waiting room, or do you want to reschedule an appointment with your client? What would you like to do?
If you could put us in a waiting room so maybe we could talk for a second.
I have a feeling it might take more than a second.
Right. Yes.
All right. I'm a literalist, unless I'm the one making the shorthand rendition statements. Ms. Jimenez, would you explain to Mr. Cabrera that I'm going to arrange for you and him and Ms. Brooks to get together on the electronic screen where nobody else can see or hear you,
Señor
and
Cabrera,
y'all can talk, and you can tell him that I will allow his girlfriend in while y'all are talking, if that's acceptable to Ms. Brooks.
Yes. It
Okay.
is.
And you probably should explain to him, Ms. Brooks, that if we were to have a jury trial, or if we were to do a guilty plea or continue this guilty plea, any of those ways, it will be his case, and I cannot have somebody else telling him what to say. Okay. All right.
I understand.
We will tell the girlfriend she can come back in. It'll take me just a moment. I'll get all of y'all in I hope I will get all of y'all in a room together.
Señor Cabrera, el juez nos va a poner en un cuarto separados, a mí, a usted y a su abogada, para hablar sobre su caso. Nos espera un momento, por favor. Le van a decir a su novia Mandy que entre al cuarto otra vez.
Ok, gracias.
Thank you.
I haven't seen Sam.
Judge, I texted him about 3:20 and said we'd be running a little behind. I texted him just as soon as I could see this falling through and told him we were going to be ready shortly, but I haven't heard back from him.
Okay. Are his clients incarcerated at the jail?
The majority.
I think so. I'll go get those files.
Okay.
Judge, I'm doing this intake with Mr. Couch.
Yes.
I'm not listening real close to what's going on. So if y'all need me for something and I'm not paying attention, could you ask Kayla to buzz me?
Yes.
All right, thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Were all those guys in jail? All his clients? Yeah, he's in jail.
I'm going to stand, stretch, and move about just a moment. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Sam, they're just taking a short break.
It is not a problem.
We'll get back with you about 6 o'clock.
Hey, Sam.
Hey, how are you, Ben?
I'm good.
6
I
o'clock sounds
won't
great.
I won't be good if we get back to you at 6 o'clock, though.
Ben, as long as I'm on, let me let you know, I have talked with the jail and I have set up a time for 9 o'clock tomorrow morning to talk with my 3 clients and go over the paperwork with them and get everything in order, send it out there, they'll get it signed, or I'll send it to you in the morning. I'm going to get here about 8
All right.
and sign all the paperwork and get it done. I spent lunch today signing papers and Jared told me, no, we're going to have to switch the paper. And I went, oh,
Yeah.
it is what it is. It's all part of the fun.
Man, we're used to cramming everything in when we're all here together for a Thursday, just doing it as late as it takes, but it's just impossible when we're doing it by Zoom.
Well, in Scurry County, I had to get a hold of 8 clients for 3 pleas, but and they had us in another room in the courthouse, but don't tell nobody because it's out there, and I could do that up there. I know that too, but I had to get a hold of all 8 clients, see who was going to plead, who wasn't going to plead because it was misdemeanors, and then get all the paperwork ready, and the paperwork had to be into court by yesterday.
Yeah.
And so then we come and do the pleas today, but it took forever. They were having technical difficulties, old lawyers, and doing pleas. And it took forever to do the pleas. And so when I got back here, I had to do my 1:30 pleas, get them over to the Taylor County Courthouse. So I did 2 at 1:30, and then at the same time sign all the paperwork. And about that time, Jared said, no go.
Yeah.
So we'll get her done tomorrow, and I'll be a little bit more prepared.
All right. Well, did we set them for 3 because the court wasn't available till 3, or you weren't available till 3? Do you know?
I am doing 3 clients at jail call at 1:30. Yeah, and so I'm going to go out to after I talk to the my guys at jail in Scurry County tomorrow morning. I'm going out to the jail, because even on jail call, where we used to just show up to misdemeanor court, they had a bucket full of files. You looked at the file, turned around to your guy in orange and gave him the offer, and he either argued with it or he didn't right then. I've got to go out to the jail, take him the offer, get all the paperwork signed, and bring it back to the court. And it makes for a quicker jail call for them.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
that's it.
I was just curious if there was a way we could do things earlier in the day, but I'm here. No biggie.
Well, I was gonna holler at Kayla if I got through, if everything ran smoothly. The problem is jail call tends to be 4 lawyers, 10 clients, and I've got to wait my turn and and I'm pleading 3. And so I didn't expect to be done till 2 or 2:30
Okay.
at the latest. But if I get done early, I will holler at Kayla and see what we can do.
All right.
Because I like to be home by 5 too.
Sounds good.
All right.
Hey, y'all, I'm going to ask the judge, since Taylor, Gonzalez, and Luna are already set to plea tomorrow, if he's okay with not doing their pretrial today. Is that okay with y'all?
That is okay with us.
Absolutely. No
Okay.
reason to bring them in.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll work on that.
Ooh. Anybody having jury trials in your other courts, Sam?
Well, they cleared us starting the 16th. And I'm number 1 for jury trial on the 16th.
Okay.
So
In
It
Taylor
is-
County?
yeah. But it's a not my pants defense. Literally. Swears it was the roommates. She just happened to put on her pair of pants and went at the grocery store and got pulled over for speeding.
Happens all the time.
It does. But I think we're going to come to some kind of arrangement. I have a meeting with her tomorrow at 10 o'clock, and we're going to go over to discovery and that sort of thing. And I think she will maybe come around to a couple of years deferred and we'll be done.
It's funny. I was discussing the "it's not my pants" defense with somebody just a few days ago, and I said, I've heard that a lot. It's always men. I've never heard a woman claim it's not my pants defense. So there you go. Now I have.
Well, the roommate is her once estranged daughter who got out of prison and was on parole.
They're all full of jail.
He's got like 2 or 3 others.
Oh, I thought they were only 4. Anyway, I was gonna say, tell Sam, we'll just do his 4. 3 are pleas, 1 pretrial tomorrow when those 3 are set. So he don't have to wait for us in case we're not gonna have one. But I thought that was just 4 cases.
The men's "it's not my pants" defense, I think,
Went
works
ahead and
better
let him
That's
in.
fine.
because they have that little watch pocket in jeans, at least the old timey jeans, that
Right.
if the little baggies in there, you could say, who puts stuff in the little watch pocket?
Every once in a while I do, but it's like I find a wheat penny or something and I'll put it in there to keep it from my regular change.
Yeah,
That's what it's for.
sure.
I think it's cute that we still have one, but
Yeah.
anyway, what I was saying is this is her estranged daughter who reconciled with her while she was in prison. So she gets her out on parole and she's been living there 6 months and running and gunning, but they're both the same size. So she just pulls on her daughter's pants and goes to the store. And so as a result of this, her daughter got kicked out of the house and got revoked on parole later for other actions. And so this is why I'm arguing to the DA. Maybe we can work something out for a year or 2, 2 to 3 years deferred and let her behavior be her trial.
Yeah.
That line still works.
Good afternoon, Sam.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Good to see you.
It's my pleasure. Let's go ahead and do the couple of pre-trials on the MTR docket
Sounds good.
and then do your guilty pleas tomorrow when you have discussed doing them tomorrow. Does that work?
Sounds good. Yeah.
All right with you?
Yes, sir.
Let me grab that list right quick. I see it over on my desk, but it's I need to grab it.
Okay.
You know, before people that are at 4 o'clock, first time don't know. That's why I thought he only had 4. So I broke out the wrong one.
Okay. And Omar are his.
Your Honor,
Yes, sir.
on the MTR docket, I received the data notice on January 22nd. I did not realize till later on that I had Omar Castañeda. And although he has called me and I have talked to him and realized that, yea, verily this morning, I have not prepared because my name wasn't attached on the notice. And so if there's some discrepancy there, I can also have him either A, show up tomorrow at 3 o'clock, or B, check in today and we can do something with that.
I think Castaneda is in jail, so he's here.
Okay, I had an Omar call me, so I was thrown off by that. But I did not talk to him in jail either.
Okay.
So I will try to put him on the list for tomorrow morning, talk to him, see what he wants to do with it, and let's see where we are and see if I can play a little catch-up ball there.
I'm fine, but I'm also fine in just announcing that you haven't had time to confer with him. You'll try to do so, and we'll reschedule.
Sounds good.
And
Sounds
I
good.
think that's because Sam, I think there's probably some discovery I need to get you in that case. I didn't realize, I think until maybe today, that you were appointed on that case since your name wasn't on the list. And then I'll be able to make you an offer.
I'm very comfortable with throwing Ben under the bus, Your Honor.
Okay, sounds good. He's first up, so I'm going to admit the law enforcement laptop and can you hear us, Mr. Castaneda?
Yes, sir, I can.
All right, you can be seated.
Thank you.
Let me call cause number 10,106, the case styled the state of Texas versus Omar Castaneda. This is a pretrial hearing on the state's motion to revoke probation. The case is being, or this hearing is being conducted by remote video teleconferencing technology and is now being live streamed on the court's YouTube channel in order to comply with the Texas Supreme Court orders and rules and directives from the Office of Court Administration. No one is allowed to record this proceeding. Anyone who attempts to record this proceeding is subject to being held in contempt of court for doing so, except for the official court reporter who will record this and transcribe it just like he would if we were in person in court, in the live courtroom. All of that said, for purposes of these pretrials, what says the state?
Ready, Your Honor.
And defense?
Ready, Your Honor.
And Mr. Castaneda, you are present as well. Do we have any pretrial matters to take up in Mr. Castaneda's case at this time?
The state does not, Your Honor.
Let me pause and say to Mr. Castaneda, just a few days ago, Mr. Castaneda, I granted your request to appoint an attorney, and I appointed Mr. Sam Darnell, who is appearing on the screen with us today. He's the one who announced ready. Mr. Darnell do you have announcements or motions?
I do not have any motions at this time, except for a motion for, or oral ask for a continuance. I was appointed on the 29th, and Ben and I need to discuss this case further. There are some misdemeanor and looks like possibly even felony cases that may relate to this. And further discovery is needed, and also time spent with Mr. Castaneda.
All right, so you need to spend some time with Mr. Castaneda to discuss discovery that you have not yet received from Mr. Smith. Is that what I understand?
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right. I will grant your request for continuance on that basis. And I will advise you that after you have, I will advise the defense, Mr. Castaneda, after you have had a chance to talk to your attorney and he with you, if y'all want to reschedule a hearing sooner rather than later, Mr. Darnell is given permission to request that, and we will try to get you back in a hearing as quickly as possible. Do you understand?
Yes, sir, I do. I had a few questions.
Let me suggest that you talk to your attorney about your questions, because there are quite probably other questions that you may have after he starts discussing the case with you.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. Mr. Darnell, is there anything else you can think of at this time?
Not at this time, Your Honor, other than to tell Mr. Castaneda, I will be calling you shortly and soon, either Friday or Monday, and letting you know our status.
Okay, when can I set up another hearing as soon as possible? I'm ready to get this out the way.
Okay, talk to me first. Right now, you're in open court. Everything you say can and will be used against you.
Yes, sir.
So talk to me first, just in case. You haven't said anything bad yet, but I don't want you to.
Yes, sir.
So I will talk to you first, and I understand your position, and I will do everything I can to accommodate your wishes.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, then we will be in recess in Mr. Castaneda's case. Thank you, Mr. Castaneda. You may be excused for this afternoon.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Edna, will you bring me the calendar right quick?
All right.
I will need it to schedule.
I'm sorry. Oh, he's not signing. He's not signing.
He's not ready.
Hello.
Good afternoon. Let's go ahead and get started on Ms. Sneed's case. I call cause number 10,261 for the case style, the state of Texas versus Tiffany Lachey Sneed. This pretrial hearing on the state's motion to revoke probation is being heard and conducted on or by remote video teleconferencing technology, and it is being live streamed on the court's YouTube channel in order to satisfy or to comply with Texas Supreme Court orders and Office of Court Administration rules and directives. Because it is being presented in this fashion, I issue an order that prohibits anyone from recording any portion of this proceeding by any means whatsoever, except for the official court reporter, who is not only entitled to, but is required to make a recording, a transcription of this proceeding, just like he would do if we were in person in the live courtroom. With that, for purposes of pretrial and the motion to revoke probation, what says the state?
Ready, Your Honor.
And the defense?
Ready, Your Honor.
Do we have any pretrial matters to take up in Ms. Sneed's case at this time?
The state does not, Your Honor, other than to just request a setting.
What says the defense?
The defense does not have any pretrial motions at this time. I have spoken with my client, and we agreed that we would like to set this for a contested hearing. And would just ask that the court let us know when we can do that.
Let me double check with the coordinator. I just saw some additional settings that I haven't transferred to my calendar yet. What does the afternoon of February 18 look like?
You have a case that the attorneys have requested a full day.
Okay. Mr. Smith, what kind of suggestions do you have?
Judge, I'm planning on being here every work day for the rest of the month. So doesn't matter much to me when we hear it. I can tell the court the state's evidence won't take more than probably 30 minutes to an hour to present.
Okay, I appreciate that. That's something else I was going to ask.
And it would appear to me my only witness would be a probation officer or two. So I don't need a lot of time to get this ready to be heard.
Well, it looks like Friday, the 19th. I also have Monday, the 22nd, but I also anticipate state is preparing for trial.
Yeah, if we're going to do it that late, I'd prefer the 19th rather than the 22nd.
On our docket on Tuesday, the 16th, Ms. Coordinator, do we have time after that first hearing?
They
Your Honor,
requested the full morning.
I beg your pardon?
The morning setting has requested the full morning.
But I'm talking about the afternoon setting.
Okay, that's a motion to enforce and temporary orders with Fuller and Maxwell.
Forget about it. What about, I know we have Attorney General's Day on the 17th, but Mr. Darnall, can you give me some idea how long you think this might take?
It would probably take me anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes to cross-examine the prosecution's witness, as well as I would only be calling my client. She and I have yet to talk about the finer details of that, but if called, I don't expect her to be on the stand over 30 minutes. So I would say in toto, we're looking at 2.5 to 3 hours. I am Friday the 19th. I have the entire afternoon free at the moment.
Oh, good. I was afraid we'd have to pay you. The 19th works for the court. Mr. Smith, would a 1:30?
Yes, sir. That's fine.
All right, then let's set Friday, February 19 at 1:30 for this hearing.
Mr. Armstrong,
Yes, ma'am.
what are my options on the table right now if I wanted to just go ahead and sign today?
You need to talk to your attorney about that,
Okay, thank you. I didn't know who to talk to.
because I don't set those options.
Okay,
Um,
I
And
would-
frankly, I don't know what they would be, because they would depend on matters that you and your attorney might
yes,
be
sir.
privy to, and I don't want to get into y'all's conversations.
Okay, yes, sir, thank you.
I will say, if if there is an agreement for a disposition, it's possible for us to find some uncontested time
Yes, sir.
before then.
Yes, sir.
Anything else, State's Counsel or Defense Counsel?
Nothing from state, Your Honor.
Nothing from the defense, Your Honor, other than if you'll let me crosstalk for 30 seconds to let Ms. Sneed know that I will be contacting her and discussing all options with her again.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
All right.
I appreciate you permitting me to do that, Your Honor.
Yes, sir. With that, we will be in recess. Thank you, Ms. Sneed.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Yes, ma'am.
Bye.
I think that's all of our cases at the Law Enforcement Center today.
I think
Is
I
that-
have Billy McQueen, Bridget Davis, and Ashton Hand for sure out in the
Oh.
lobby.
Okay, I was forgetting about those cases.
Oh,
Let me take care of a couple of other things. Do you have them ready?
they're out there just waiting.
Okay. Let me double check those files, and we will contact you and say, bring them in.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
I'm assuming none of those are mine, are they?
No, they're not.
Oh, good.
Yeah, not yet, Sam.
No more incompetent than normal then. Good.
All right, hold on. Let's do something.